Here's a clip from Justin Hollandsworth on the debate of hunting pre-hung sets or using data to be very methodical with a hunt. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation and it helps you have a more successful fall. Let's get right into it. Here we go. So the question asked there is it even worthwhile going through in the summer and let's say August, September, hanging fresh sets when in reality, most times it's going to be a fresh set that you end up killing the deer you're after?
I think it just depends. I mean, it just depends on the situation. I think there's times that, well, for example, like my farm, I haven't spent, I bought it last year, had it for the first season last year. I never hunted it once. There was never a deer that I was interested enough.
Mm-hmm.
I was after another, a particular buck, and that was just, and he wasn't on that farm. So, but this past summer I thought, well, I'm going to go, in that situation, I'm kind of designing that farm to hunt the way that I want it to.
Mm-hmm.
So I hung some sets according to how I was putting things together. Now, I have not hunted out of any of those stands that I hung.
Mm-hmm.
They're there to tweak later.
Mm-hmm.
As you start to hunt and say, this one's off a little bit, or this one's not going to work at all due to access or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is. I think the preset stands in the summer. Prime example, Heath and I had this piece that we hunt in Illinois. You know how many times we went out there in the summer, hung stands, when we never hunted out of any of them?
A lot, I assume, most times.
9 times out of, yeah, again, 9 times out of 10, we
Yeah.
never hunted out. And so now we have 0 stands on those farms. I'm like, this is stupid. We hung all these sets. I'm like, we don't even hunt out of them.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so we just pulled them off.
So just 100% hunting off of most recent information and scouting. And
Yeah.
I think it is funny because I'm not nearly as mobile as you guys, and I would never claim to be. But it is funny as you get throughout the season, you start looking of the stands you pre-hung, how often you hunt them versus hanging something fresh because of some new information that you found in season. So beyond the debate of hanging pre-hung sets or just kind of hunting off most recent information, which you guys find a lot of success doing that, and clearly it's out of necessity. How was that something that took some time to develop too, or was that something that you were like, I have to hung my pre-hung sets because I already have them ready, and then once you did that, you didn't have success, you're like, okay, I need to do something different? Or have you always been more mobile just out of necessity?
Probably more so out of laziness,
Hmm.
of like just wanting to have my stuff. Well, and then there's part of it too that you just think that, well, that way they're in there, they're hung, everything's trimmed out, you're good to go, and you can jump right in and and it, and you almost treat it as a virgin set, which,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it is. Um, but the problem with bow hunting is you could be, if you're 10 yards off the mark, then you might as well be a million miles away.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the problem I always kind of got into, was I would have those presets and say the deer was 20 yards too far out that night when it came through. Well, that was my shot. That was my opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
And now, say it's, the morning, and now I got to get out of there, which I don't hunt hardly any mornings, with, during early season.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if the situation's right, I definitely will. I never roll out really anything with whitetails because yeah.
I feel like you get in trouble when you start living in absolutes in the world of whitetails.
Yeah, I mean, every animal is so different, and every one of them's got, like, just different things that make them tick, and
Mm-hmm.
so I think you just got to find their quirk and try to find that one little thing that they do that you can capitalize on and make it count.